antidiuretic hormone disorders. Hi guys, and welcome to this video on the endocrine system. So in this video we're looking at ADH. Now you'll be happy to know that this section is just a small part of the BNF, and there are really only two conditions you need to be aware of, and that's diabetes insipidus, which is not the same as diabetes mellitus, which you will probably be already aware of. And the other condition that falls under this heading is the syndrome of inappropriate antidiuretic hormone secretion. So one of them is to do with not producing enough of this hormone, or this hormone not functioning properly, and the other one is to do with too much of this hormone being produced. Okay, so let's dive right in. So what is diabetes insipidus? Well, diabetes actually just refers to the passing of urine, okay, to passing more urine than usual. So both patients who have diabetes insipidus and mellitus, the one which you know of, produce a lot more urine than usual. It's one of the first signs and symptoms. The difference between the two is that one of them, the urine is tasteless, which is what insipidus means. Therefore, it's actually a condition whereby you produce large amounts of very dilute urine, tasteless urine. And the condition you're familiar with is mellitus, which means a sweet tasting urine. And yes, at one point, the urine had to be tasted in order to distinguish between the two. Although I wouldn't recommend you tasting your own urine now, unless you really want to, in which case, to each his own. Okay, back to the science. So there's a part in your brain that is responsible for sensing how concentrated the blood in your body is, and knowing how concentrated there's a technical term for this, for the concentration of how concentrated the plasma is, how much solute you have in your plasma in your body, right? And the word is osmolality, which just refers to the concentration in the blood. Okay, for example, if you're dehydrated, you have less fluid in your body, and therefore there is a larger concentration of molecules in your plasma. And when this specific part of your brain detects that your body is low on fluid, low on liquid, it triggers the thirst sensation, and then you drink water, hopefully. So part of the process is to restore balance to your water-starved body. So part of the reason for ADH is to restore balance to your water-starved body and to signal the thirst sensation, and then it sends this hormone down to your kidneys, ADH, and then there at your kidneys, what do you think it could possibly be doing at your kidneys when you're starved of water? Well, see, that's where water is being poured out in your kidneys. So it is going to increase the reabsorption. So you're gonna be producing less urine and reabsorbing that fluid back into your body because your body needs it. Now, if there's a problem in the chain of events leading up to this, at any point, could be you're not producing enough, or your kidney is not responding to the hormone, or whatever the case is, you end up producing just as much water or even more water, or a lot of water, and you end up losing this fluid as you get dehydrated. So of course this can happen even if you're not thirsty. That was just my example. So just your kidneys producing too much water due to being unregulated by this hormone. And you can imagine this could lead to a lot of complications, one of them being dehydration, and imagine your blood pressure as well could lead to a lower blood pressure because you have less fluid in your body. So two technical words you need to know include polydipsia. You might get this in the exam saying what are the signs and symptoms. Polydipsia, which means an increased thirst, and then polyuria, which means an increased urine output. Also, because of the osmolality of the blood increase, you can end up with because of the osmolality changes in your plasma, you could end up having other signs and symptoms like poor concentration and confusion. Okay, so now let's look into the BNF to make sure that we're covering everything. We always do this in every section, so let's go. First thing we want to talk about is